What's happening? Let's talk about a mildly misunderstood and mostly controversial topic of movement training. What the heck exactly is movement training? Some people talk about it, most people ignore it, and not everybody has a good explanation for what it is, and I don't think there isn't really a good explanation out there that I've seen. So here's one for you, and I hope this makes sense. If not, we'll follow this up with more videos. Now, what movement training is supposed to be is the foundation for all types of exercise, movement, dancing, martial arts, or anything you do with your body. It's basically where all martial arts, dances, and forms of working out, sports, where it all came from. There's certain body mechanics that your body has that are fundamental to no matter what you're doing, so long as you're doing it with your body. And since, on average, you will have both arms and both legs on a human being with a head and torso, you can understand those body mechanics. Your hips are what's going to be producing power, and there's certain levers that have to move first for you to maintain leverage all throughout movement. So that's where it all comes from. The most basic thing everybody focuses on is balance. Then there is extension, and then there's of course timing or rhythm or tempo of movement. Now, these are the three fundamental things that you will see in all training, and this is actually what the foundation of all movement training is. Now, I've studied the martial arts, I've studied different types of exercises, I've done different sports, and all those things eventually, when you work on technique and you get into the nitty-gritty fundamental details of what the technique for those things is, whether it's swimming or weightlifting or jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, karate, whatever it is, all those things will have a certain body mechanic that you have to maintain in order to maintain leverage. This is the same body mechanics you maintain as a baby. You have it, you have to hone it, but when you get older, because of certain habits and things that you do day to day, you end up missing and getting poor movement, bad habits, and all these deviations kind of translate to whatever you do. So when we talk about somebody having natural power or somebody having natural strength, I think the word natural replaces the fact that you had it since you were a baby and you maintained it and you didn't lose it. Just like somebody at a race, when they take off, everybody's speeding up. At a certain point, people can't maintain that speed and they drop off. It's not that one person starts to go a lot faster. It's that other people can maintain that same output and they slow down. So that's how somebody wins the race. Same thing here. There's a body mechanic you have to maintain to stay ahead of the movement, and those leverages are important. Now, when somebody talks about movement training, or I think when somebody discovers movement training for the first time, it blows their mind. Wherever they find it, it's usually kind of extravagant, and then you'll see that people who find out about movement training, that's all they want to do, and all of a sudden they abandon any type of basic working out. Anybody who's doing heavy lifting, they don't even want to look at movement training. But again, when they get injured, those big strong people will eventually go to rehab and end up doing the downward dog and the one-arm balance positions, things like that you do if you're actually doing kind of movement training classes. And those movement training guys will never make enough progress if they never lift actual weights. So all these things have to go together. And when you're doing martial arts, you probably find that movement training, or even in dancing, comes from the technique that you learn, the step-by-step process. But really, there's a fundamental law that is consistent in all those things. Now, just like a chef doesn't want to give away the recipe, I don't want to exactly tell you what that is unless you come here and train at the New Breed Fitness.